the chess player Gilberto Rodriguez Oriela dies at 83 at a medical center in North Carolina, USA. He was the founder and ex-head of the CALI cartel. The CALI cartel was formed with his brother Miguel Rodriguez and Jose Santa Cruz Landano. CALI cartel being the main enemy of Pablo Escobar's Medellin. He was arrested in 2004 and him and his brother received 30 years in 2006. He would have been up for parole in 2029 if he'd have made it, and he'd have been 90. He never. Unlucky. I mean, it's weird though, isn't it? Why the papers and the news? I mean, I didn't have to look hard to find that. Yeah. Why they spread the news of deaths over others, like it's important, like that he died, that some old man, some 83-year-old geezer died of natural causes. So what? An old man, 83. That's about the national age. I think it's 84 in England, the national living age. So an 83-year-old died of natural causes, and that's being reported. Like what? That is more sad and more tragic than what? Than another geezer that's less famous, less notorious, less infamous. You know, all the papers are really doing are cashing in on a notorious drug dealer and sort of like sensationalising all the misery that he caused, in it, so they can sell papers or get people to log into their websites or tune in or whatever, innit? I mean, the geezer caused misery, didn't he? Really, ultimately. I mean, listen, we allegedly we might all know drug dealers, yeah, but these geezers, like these sort of people on that scale, they're killing hundreds, thousands of people. Like, you know what I mean? You could fill swimming pools with their corpses, mate. These are truly evil people, yeah. And the papers are going on about him. Like, he was 83 and he died of natural causes. So what? I mean, I remember there was a geezer. He was in a wheelchair, right? Guarantee you wouldn't have read this in the paper or in the news. He was in a wheelchair. Obviously, he was on the ones. He was in a wheelchair all the time. He couldn't walk one bit, yeah. Not to get upstairs or anything. He was down on the ones in a big double cell, yeah, next door to the shower. That's why they have him there. Big old cell for someone in a wheelchair. They come out of the cell. They've got the shower right next to it. It's a big old double cell. By coincidence, I've been in that double cell before, and I've shared a cell. That was when it was a double, but it was a big old cell then. But anyway, he's in there and he's on his own. I do the meals every day. Yeah, I go around all the cells. Past the you have the lunch menu, the dinner menu. Yeah, 12 o'clock one and the 5 o'clock one. Put them both through. What do you want? A, B, C, or D, or whatever. Yeah. They're dead meals. I mean, B's, from my recollection, usually in this jail anyway, B was usually the halal option. I'll go for it. I remember, like, you had the salad option on there. C would have probably, who cares? I'm going for it. Like, who cares? But he was a special. He was a special diet, right? He was basically, well, it was a special diet. That's to make it special for him, innit? He had a special diet, you know, requirements. He was allergic or whatever. He had to have a special diet every day. And he won't get, listen, this is the same. There was a geezer. I was on the server as well, yeah. There was a geezer around about the same time, maybe a bit different, like a couple of months apart, whatever. But he was a vegan, yeah. He was a vegan, and that's an option on the menu. If you're a vegan, you're a vegan, you know. But you should have seen. I mean, it's like they're punishing him for being vegan. It was literally a bit of salad, a bit of moulded salad, a bit of moulded. They usually, because you usually got a salad for lunch, yeah, as one of the options. It'd be like a load of sandwiches, but if you didn't want the sandwiches, there'd be a salad, which most people never ever got because it was horrible. And that would usually be no matter what the order was on the meals, they always messed it up for him. Yeah, well, it was vegan, innit? I just tick it off for him. I wouldn't even ask. This isn't the geezer in the wheelchair, it's someone else. And every single day they used to just mug him off and send him this crappy salad that would be like, you tip it about and it would be just juice in it and what you put like. This is how seriously they took other diets. You know, if you were on the halal option or the C option, you're getting mugged off. But back to the wheelchair geezer. I forgot what his dietary requirements was. Why would I remember? But I do know he wasn't getting it. Lunch or dinner, yeah. Right, and lunch they come round to your doors, right? I was on the service, so I'll usually be part of this. Stack up the because it's sandwiches on the for lunch. So you stack them up on the crates, wheel them round to each cell, screw open the door, whatnot like, and one of us will have the thing like E's and A, just chuck it in. Next door, B. So you're not getting a chance to come out and go and sort any problem out. If you got the wrong one, the screw go, I'll come back, and they're not coming back. Right, I'll take this with me, and I'll come back at the end. You know you're gonna lose out on your sandwich. That you know what I mean? And they're not gonna come back round anyway. You're gonna be on your bell calling for 20 minutes. Gov. It'll be about 1 o'clock, 1:30 by the time like someone comes and goes, oh, I'll go to. They'll go to the kitchen and get you one. You know what I mean? An half decent one. They go, what? You haven't been fed? But show the screws that usually go mad like that, yeah, and like will go mad at people. Usually the ones that we all call dogs that no one likes. You know what I mean? But they'll be the ones that will do it, like, because they'll do the things they're meant to do. You know what I mean? But they'll be like they'll come across that as arseholes, and like a lot of people won't like them, but they'll always do what they're meant to do. You know what I mean? Like it'll come, you they'll haven't been fed. Like they'll go mad over it, and that'll be the one marching off to get it all angry, and that'll be the screw you don't usually like. Yeah, it's a bit weird that. They're usually the screws that that I'll get on with, like the ones that no one likes. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, anyway, back to matey. Poor mate. Like, I keep forgetting about him, about even now. Lunch it'd be wrong. We'd open it up. I'd know it'd be wrong. Sorry, mate. Like the screw would be like, "Is this yours?" He'd go, "No, that's not mine." I'd go, "Oh, we'll come back, shut him up, so he wouldn't get that meal." Dinner time would come. He'd weed himself out on his wheelchair, come through to the servery. His dinner wouldn't be there. "Do you want this?" "No, I can't have that. I literally need this, otherwise I'll die." Back to his cell, nothing. Just went on for time, mate. Time. He's just getting starved. This poor geezer in a wheelchair, he's getting starved. And yeah, he's just never getting it. He's been left for days. I can sit here now and tell you at least he was at least for 2-3 days straight. This geezer would eat for like numerous times, like 2-3 days. Then he'd have something. They'd sort it out, and then it would go wrong again, and he wouldn't eat. He just wouldn't eat. He wouldn't have it. And rightly so. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of his medical history. Just say he weren't being awkward. Just say, or he just say for whatever reason, whatever he had to have that thing because everything else could kill him. You know what I mean? So he's not eating for days, and then he'd sort it, and then it would go wrong again. And I remember sometimes I go like, "This is for dinner." He'd go, "Do you know what they gave me last night?" I'd be like, "No." He'd go, "Look, a sachet of peanuts or something along those lines, something crazy like peanuts, like what salad and peanuts. This is what they're trying to give a grown man, like they're messing it up, and that's what I'm saying, like they're trying to punish him or kill him or something, like allegedly." He never ate that either. That was just sitting on his plate, like, and he'd just give it away. He'd give it away, and everyone, people were heartless, innit? People just take it, go, "Yeah, I'll have it. If you don't want that thing later, I'll have it." This will go on for weeks and weeks and weeks. He'd complain. he'd wheel himself about, complaining, getting nowhere, getting starved. Obviously, over time, it got him down, didn't it? He gets down, he's starving. And even though he's in a wheelchair, like, you know, people can be in a wheelchair and still kick off, can't they? He was quite one anyway. He was sort of swallowing it, like, well, there's nothing I can do about it, sort of thing. And eventually, you know, he stops coming out of his stops getting up, getting out of bed, staying in bed all day, staying asleep, not coming out for social, not going into the shower. That's depression, isn't it? You know. Now I'm sure he was having outside problems as well. You know, he's probably having issues on road. But I bet the fact that he was getting starved, literally getting starved, not in my opinion, like, if you're getting starved for days and days and it's going on for weeks, you're getting starved over a prolonged period, aren't you? I mean, yeah, he had outside issues as well, no doubt, but yeah, I bet the fact he had an empty belly and he was starving weren't helping. I mean, you eat, it makes you feel better, doesn't it? Yeah, and like I said, he's downstairs, yeah. Shower, shower next door is his cell. On the twos, this is where I am, yeah. On the twos, bang opposite, yeah. So his cell's there, I'm here, yeah. I can see his, like, I'm like that. His cell's there, I'm like that, just looking down at his, yeah. I can literally look through my cell door and look. If my flap's open, like the spy flap, if I kick in, you can kick a door and open your flaps. You kick it hard enough, the flap will open. Or put a bag down there and blow it up and open your flap. Or you can look through the crack in the door and I can see his cell, you know what I mean? I don't know what time it was. It's night time. Screws doing their checks or whatever, and he's getting checked more often than not. Anyway, I'm sure he might have been on an act where you're suicidal and they check you every half hour. I've forgotten what the initials mean, act, but it's ACCT, I think. I can't remember, but yeah, he's you hear the commotion. I hear the commotion at first, innit? Like, oh, look, don't do it, take yourself down, don't do it, blah 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 blah. I'm at the door, just kick the door, open the flap. I've got a front row seat to it. I've sort of jumped in where there's a few screws there. I didn't pay no attention at first. There's a few screws at his door. When I kick the flap and open it and I start watching, it sounds morbid and all that, but people do. You watch, didn't you? And my next doors would definitely doing the same. And my whole side was doing the same by the end of it because he was all shouting out. That usually happens in jail. If someone strings up or hangs themselves, and for whatever reason people find, imagine waking up. This has happened loads of times. Imagine waking up, yeah, and your cellmate's just swinging. Like, imagine it's like 2 in the morning. You open your eyes and your cellmate's swinging off the bed or the window or whatever, just swinging, like, eyes wide. You'd shit yourself, wouldn't you, at first? But you hear it and you know exactly what's going off. So like, you'll be in your cell 20 doors down and you hear bang 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 bang, Gov, and my cellmate stringing up, my cellmate, help me, I'm holding on. He'll be in there holding him, kicking the door. The amount of times I've heard that, and I won't be the only one. That's not an uncommon thing to hear. Like, you hear that all the time, man. You know, I'm pretty sure that would be going up. That wouldn't be decreasing. It goes off all the time, mate. Imagine that, waking up and your cellmate's there swinging, like. But then you're in the cell cut that's like 20 cells down, and then all you hear is bang, 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 the alarm going off. The alarm that usually you find so annoying. Go. But then everyone starts getting on their bell. Everyone will realise what's going on. Everyone will get on their bell and start kicking the doors. Go. Still takes them about 20 minutes to come. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I'm looking through, watching. Don't do it. Don't forget, this geezer's in a wheelchair, yeah? And it turned out afterwards that he'd actually made some sort of rig. Like, I don't know, I couldn't see in his cell, but he's made a rig that he's sort of like a pulley thing that he can pull himself from whatever, yeah? And he's in this contraption, isn't he? And don't do it, and they're standing there arguing. We're all like, now there's like people like watching it. No one's watching telly now, but people on my side, and don't forget the people on the ones as well underneath. Everyone's busted their flaps open and watching it. So everyone's calling out, open the door, open the door. This is going on for ages. More screws around there trying to talk him out of it. I say half hour. This went on, it probably did go, it went on for ages. And you can hear the panic in the screw's voice going up and up as he's, whatever he's doing in there. Take yourself out of it, take yourself out of it. And he's obviously thought it through because he's genuinely has made some sort of rig. And he's done it, innit? He's boom, 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 and just, I don't know, let himself go and he's fucking crashed and he's swinging. Now the screw's like, oh, no, 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 no. And now we're all going mad as well, yeah? Open the door. Like, this ain't some stupidly late time. Like, you know what I mean? You know, we got to wait for Oscar 1 and all that. There's 50 screws around this geezer's door, mate. 50 screws, 10. You know what I mean? All of them could have opened the door. Listen, they would tell you there were security reasons and all that why they can't open the door. This is just my opinion, and I'm sure in every other prisoner's opinion that was watching it. Open the geezer's in a wheelchair. What sort of escape risk is he? What do you think he's planning? He died. He literally died. I can't remember if he died there and then. Actually, no. Screws pulled him out. I'm watching him get the chest things, pushing on the chest. I can't remember if he died there or at the hospital, but he died. I mean, I always think like, just open the geezer's door. He would have definitely been saved. If they had opened the door, actually, this is my opinion again. This is my opinion. He'd have been saved if they would have opened the door. Why wouldn't you open the door? Why are you begging some geezer like some geezer that's clearly took the time to make some rig because he's in a wheelchair, some pulley system thing? If he took the time to do that, he's not going to listen to you, is he? He's serious. And all that, please, 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 please don't do it, please, please, please. And a couple of the screws were actually all right, and you're thinking, open the door, you numpties. What are you begging him for? He's obviously ignoring them, just doing whatever he's doing in super slow motion because he's in a wheelchair. He's not Usain Bolt, you know what I mean? And yeah, he died. But it's weird, isn't it? Yeah. Like, I specifically learnt that drug dealer's name for this: Gilberto Rodriguez Oriela. And his brother's name, and the other geezer's name, fucking Jose Santa Cruz Londono. Why are their names worthy to remember? Because they're big time drug dealers. I literally couldn't tell you mate's name even to this day. That's tragic, mate. If you enjoyed that, hit subscribe and we'll chat tomorrow. Adios.